Hi there. Today we are talking about lesson 11-2, and that is customary units of capacity, converting them, changing them from ounces to cups or cups to pints, pints to quarts to gallons, back and forth between those. So one little trick that I want to show you is king gallon. If you have heard this before, this will just be a quick review. So if you imagine a G, and this represents a gallon, and I'm going to put a little crown on top of our king just to help us remember. So in King Gallon's kingdom, he had four queens that lived there, and that represents that in 1 gallon there are 4 quarts. So the Q stands for quart. Okay, so 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. And you can see that up here. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Also within that kingdom, each queen had a prince and a princess. And each of those P's represents a pint. So 2 pints equal 1 quart. And you can see that up here. 1 quart equals 2 pints. All right. And then finally, if you imagine that in the royal kingdom, there were some pets. In this case, we're going to have a cat as our pet. Inside of the pint, I'm going to put 2 C's because 1 pint equals 2 cups. Now, these are kind of small, not fitting so great, but you get the idea. So if you can remember this little story about King Gallon, 1 gallon equals 1, 2, do this. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts. In a gallon, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints. And in a gallon, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cups. So knowing these measurements is going to help you do the conversions. Also, I've gone ahead and I've given you these visuals of what the pint and the quart and a cup look like. So a cup is something you'd use in your kitchen. If I were baking a recipe the way I like to do, I might use 1 cup of flour or 1 cup of sugar. Right? A pint is twice as big because inside of a pint there are 2 cups. So a pint equals 2 cups, twice as big. You might see that if you go to Wawa, you might buy a very small pint of milk. Okay. And then a quart is right here. And a quart is, as we talked about before, 2 pints. So this is 2 pints. It would also be, if I look over here at this graphic, inside of 1 quart, I have 4 cups. So this is 4 times as big, just to give you a way to visualize and understand that. So all of that is going to help you convert units of capacity. I like this graphic over here because it makes it a little simple to know whether you're dividing, whether you're multiplying. But basically, when you go from a smaller unit of measurement to a larger one, you're going to divide. When you are going from a larger unit of measurement to a smaller one, you're going to multiply. So in this example here, I have 32 cups equals how many gallons? So there's 2 different ways I could solve that problem. So first of all, do I know how many cups are in a gallon? Well, that's not on my chart up here, but if I use my visual over here, my king gallon, I can count how many cups are in a gallon. So there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There are 16 cups equals 1 gallon. So I could, if I'm going from, I'm going to go from cups to gallons. I'm going this way. I'm going to be dividing. So if I have to take my number of cups, 32, and then divide that by the number that are in a gallon, I would have 16 divided by 32, which is 2. That means that 32 cups equals 2 gallons. Another way, if I didn't remember exactly how many cups were in a gallon, is I could use a conversion chart like this or like this over here, and I could convert a couple of times. So if I am going from, let me just erase all of this. All right. So if I'm going to go from cups to gallons, you can see it's a couple of swoops. There's 1, 2, 3 conversions that I would need to do. But that's okay. I can do multiple steps. So 32 cups is going to equal how many pints? Well, I divide by 2. So 32 divided by 2 would be 16 pints. But I don't want pints. I want gallons. So now in order to get to quarts, I need to divide by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is going to give me 8 quarts. Okay, but again, I'm not looking for quarts, I'm looking for gallons. So I need to go ahead and do one more swoop to get from quarts to gallons. And my chart up here tells me I'm going to divide by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is going to give me 2 gallons. And we got the same answer doing the multi-step. So either way will get you there. All right, let's look at another example. Let's look at number 4. All right. So for number 4, let me just erase and get a little bit of workspace going on over here. Number 4 is asking us to convert 1/2 quart to 1/2 gallons. And we're going to be working with fractions. It's been a little while since we've done that, so this is a good thing to review. So we want to go from quarts to gallons. So you can see we're going to be dividing by 4 to get that. So if we have 1/2 of a quart and we need to divide that by 4 to get the number of gallons. Well, how do we do that? Well, the way that we divide fractions starts with that thinking that we learned when we multiplied fractions is we need to turn this whole number into a fraction. We do that by placing it over 1. The next thing we do, the easiest way that I can tell you how to divide fractions is to do something that a good friend of mine taught me, Mrs. Holmgren in 6th grade, is keep, change, flip. So keep, change, flip. Okay, so if I am dividing fractions, keep, change, flip. Well, what does that mean? Well, first of all, I keep the first fraction. So I keep 1/2. I change my sign. So I change division to multiplication. So I've done my keep, I've done my change. Now I flip this last fraction. So 4 over 1 becomes 1/4 or 1 over 4. So now I've done my flipping. Then I just go ahead and I multiply across the way I normally multiply a fraction. So 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 4 is 8. So 1/2 of a quart equals 1/8 of a gallon. Okay, give this a try. Check it out on your Pearson assignment. And if you need anything, you know how to get in touch with me. Have a great day.